Hey folks, how you doing? All right. This video that I'm about to make is about it's an inscription on a tomb. Okay, during the Kimite times, and the inscription is like an appeal. It is an appeal to the living, and they use the term anku for living. Okay, but anku doesn't refer to everyday folks like you and me. Anku refers to those who have, let's say, lifted themselves beyond time and earthly reality. Okay. So they go into the spiritual world when you're talking about the Anku. You see people with emblems, the Ankh sign, bracelets and necklaces and so forth and so on. But that Ankh refers to those who have went beyond, let's say, the earthly life. Even though the person could still be here on earth, but his consciousness goes beyond time, at least when he wants it to. He has control of his inner being, his inner nature, his mentality, his mental processes, his consciousness. Therefore, he can go beyond time. Okay? And so the appeal is made to the living. And the living happen to be, in this inscription, the priests, the priestesses. Okay? Because they have went through an initiation process to become priests and priestesses. So in this process, they are taught how to go beyond time intentionally and at will. They can change their consciousness to go beyond time. Where time doesn't count with them when they're in that state of consciousness. Okay? So he makes his appeal to them. And he calls them the living. And that's why. You see. But now, this is a guy who has something written on his tomb, an inscription, making an appeal. But he's dead. He's died a physical life. Okay? And the dead, as far as the Kemites concerned in the Asaurian system, okay, the dead are the truly living, the Anku. That is, when a person dies his physical life, goes to the grave, he is amongst the living. Okay. But people who are alive, okay, can reach this state of consciousness where they go beyond earth time and into eternity. But you're still here. In other words, you don't have to die a physical death in order to make this accomplishment. You see. Here's a clue to that. He says on his tomb, so he's talking to the passers-by, the priests, the priestesses, etc. He said, those going north and those going south. Well, what you mean, north and south? That has to do with breathing. Okay? A pattern of breathing. And it seems to be based on, this pattern seems to be based on the flow of the Nile River. So the Nile River flows from south to north. So he said those going south and those going north. So when you go north, if you start at Central Africa and go north, you're going downstream. Okay? And when you go downstream, you don't need a sail. You know, you put sail on sailboats. You didn't need to sail. Now, we're talking about breathing now. Okay? But when you go south, you're going upstream because that's the flow of the river. The river flows from south to north. So when you go south, you're going upstream. And when you go upstream, it's harder, right? If you're going to paddle your boat or whatever. But they have a sail, okay, in the mythology. It shows a sail on a boat. And this sail, you see, is filled with air, okay? Meaning that the air is blowing against the sail takes in the air and moves in the direction of the wind. So the sail helps them go upstream, which happens to be to the south. Okay? So when it comes to the human, and he's doing his, let's say he has a breathing pattern, his exercise, breathing, exercise. He breathes in. He's actually going upstream. He's taking in the wind just like a sail does. He's going upstream. But when he coming downstream, he exhales. It's easier. He relaxes, you see. So we can see that from this, that the system, that we say the Assyrian system, is based on nature. The operation of nature combined with the workings of the human, okay? Now, so anyway, he's telling us, okay, how we can become, in this life, one of the Anku, or to be amongst the Anku. That is the truly living. Those who can go beyond the earth of time, or the earth of mortality, which we're born into. Okay. So he's appealing, okay? He's making this appeal. Okay, that you say to the living, okay, but that is an instruction, like I say, for us, for everybody, who wants to make this journey, okay, from the earthly life to the heavenly life. The heavenly life is the life beyond time. The earth of time, the world of mortality, the one that we're born into. So, why does one want to escape maybe this life? At least from time to time. Whenever he does his exercise and decides to enter into a state of slumber or a trance. Okay? But we are... in this state of mortality, the one that we should wish to escape from, we're subjected to and become victims of the three ruffians. Yeah. And they take advantage of us. Who are they, anyway? Who are these three ruffians? It is the church, it is the state, and big business. they take advantage of us because they are aware that we humans, okay, have within us a ka. The ka is the animal nature. And the animal nature desires to be satisfied. Okay. The animal nature takes us beyond needs. It takes us into the realm of wants and desires, beyond what we really need. This is how the three ruffians take advantage of us. Because they know that the vast majority of people have not trained their ka. Well, we know that animals can be trained. Lions can be trained. Dogs can be trained. But not everyone is an animal trainer. Okay? But we're talking about training the animal within, so that we can bring our desires under control or put them in the category of needs and live by needs. Because we don't do this, we're taken advantage of. With, let's say, big business takes advantage of us with advertisements. People go out buying all sorts of things that they don't need. They're satisfying their passion. They're satisfying their animal ka. Okay, which we can train. We learn how. But breathing, okay, is a mainstream, let's say, of learning to overcome the animal ka and train it. But there's many different breathing patterns, okay, that a person can get involved with. The everyday breathing, like we breathe with rest, whatnot, we're breathing relative to the animal ka within us. And so big business and the rest of them, they can come and put these ideas in their head where we think we need something that we don't. So, we're told that, hey, if you don't do this, you're going to hell. Well, wait a minute. We don't want to go to hell, so we need to do something different. That comes under the church. They teach us, supposed to teach us, how to stay out of hell. They put the fear of hell in us. They put the fear of hell in us. You see what I mean? So that we will obey them and do what they want us to do. The state, too. The state, well, they tax us, crazy, but they give us a little something. You know what I mean? Get a tax return or something like that. Oh, they pave the highways and stuff. They do things. You know what I mean? But, it too takes advantage of us. You see, they have more than they need. Okay? So big business, well, yeah, it takes advantage of us, but sometimes it gives us a reprieve. It may give us a discount. This is how they work. Give you a discount and you go in and spend more money than what you would have because you figure you're getting something cheaper. But they overcharging you anyway. That's the way it goes. That's why they are a number among the three ruffians: the church, the state, and big business. That's the way it is. But this inscription on the tomb, this appeal to the living, teaches us that, hey, you don't have to go for this. You can go beyond this. Okay. So it is an appeal. Okay. It is an inscription. It is an instruction to the everyday people and what they can do. Okay. I have to talk about this a little more, I haven't really completed what I have to say. But all right, I'll be back. I'll make another video on this, so subscribe to this one.